activities. So this almsgiving is an activity like that. So if there are any gods that hope to rejoice with us, they please rejoice with us. So the next thing is absolutely necessary condition for us on this path to end the suffering in samsara is noble friendship. So by the power of this wholesomeness, may you always get an association with the wise, noble friends. So then we cannot do this. So, okay. So also by the power of this potential of this meritorious and wholesome deed, all kind of necessary conditions that might help you to attain nibbana accrue to you, may you get them as needed. So,
ඒක මේ ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්නේ මේ ඩිටර්මිනේෂන් කරන්නේ මේ ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරලා ඩිටර්මිනේෂන් කරලා නිවන ලැබෙන්නේ.
So no, because Lokam says with the other things we say we have wish or aspiration or determination for these things, but Lokam says if it's to do with attaining nibbana, it's not going to. If you wish for nibbana, you are not going to attain nibbana just because you wish for it, or just because you have determination. But these things are anyway helpful to on the way practicing towards that. Because if you are born in as a very poor person, then how can you really get how can you practice towards So meaning because because like if you live in an extremely poor, destitute family or situation like that, even if you have right view, the external conditions are so difficult, you might not, even if you have right view and you want to do something, you might not be able to do because of the other external conditions not supporting. Anyway, that should be enough. May the table give you protection. Viraga kiwa mam kiwa netan sampai netan palitan practical karena kohonate puangna honda
මේක විරාගය කියන්නේ
Viraga higher. Oh.
විරාගය කියලා කියන්නේ මේ රාගය අයින් කර ගැනීම.
So Viraga translated as dispassion or non-attachment. So the raga So the word raga, this is like opposite of raga. Raga means passion, attachment, lust, and it's kind of sticking or gluing to objects or experience. So Lokam says this viraga means removing that quality from the mind.
Oh, virago nirodho nene.
So normally in the suttas very often there is like a sequence which basically talks about the attainment of nibbana, and just the few words before the nibbana itself is mentioned is this viraga, and nirodha, that's the non-attachment and then the cessation. So actually here the viraga is actually another word for the path itself.
Oh,
We have not gotten that. So we are training in order to get the to the place or to the situation where the Viraga happens.
और मैं तेरुआन आवासीय
What is needed for that is the triple gem or the refuge.
इन तेरुआन जगह इतने सीधे गुप्ता आवासीय
And also being established in the refuge in the triple gem, some kind of virtue is necessary.
इन्होंने पूर्ण करने के लिए आवासीय
And then there is a training method that is needed.
एक तो पूर्ण करने के लिए एक कि ना सत्तारो रति पाता
So when we say the method of training, that is the four foundations of sati or mindfulness.
itu rati itu ini nama
Without sati, getting there is difficult.
rati itu मैं ada gandum
So one needs to get produce sati within oneself within the practice.
rati itu ane alin neti getting neti gati.
So sati here in English usually translated as mindfulness is the quality of mind that keeps the mind free from grasping or holding on to object and conflicting with the object.
ये पिंपाली की ना अविद्या दोमना संविनी
So this keeping away from holding on to and conflicting in Pali Lokama says is this word in the Satipatthana Sutta avidya domanasam vineya.
oh मैं महा गति में किन कारणों देखे आई मेरा
So you have been, the yogi has been removed from this grasping on or holding on to and conflicting.
और आदि में गति में आई में कितना ना साथी है जी
So in the place where these two are not there, the sati arises.
oh ये साथी है लेकिन मैं उन्हें मार्गे पिन तो पकड़ा रहे हैं
And the sati is the thing that helps the path to Nibbana.
जो साथी उपकार कर जाने मैं काय पीठ कर जाने
So we use the body itself in such a way that it helps us to produce sati.
और मैं कहाँ पाव देने जाने
So now comes stretching his neck. So the one practicing should clearly know or do the stretching knowing.
और आज तो पाँच दान दिन में पाँच दिन
So then when the stretching finished, he put his hand down and put it in his other hand.
अब तब मैं ध्यान देना
So then he like unfolded his hands and grabbed his feet, legs. So then again, this unfolding the hand was done, or should be done knowingly, and moving the hands and grasping the legs. All that should have been done knowingly.
कथा कौन लिखना कथा
No one should like clearly know one wants to speak and then only one speaks.
और वो स्टैंड देते ना उससे
If one wants to lift one's head,
बालां देते ना बालां
it should be known. If one wants to look, then it should be known.
और ऐसा ही नहीं ऐसा
If one wants to close one eyes, that should be also done knowingly.
कथा गान देते ना कथा गान
Like no intention to talk should be recognized and then you talk.
पांच से कौन दे जिन्हें ना कौन दे जिन्हें
One wants to rest his back against the backrest, so that should be recognized, then the movement should be recognized, and then the resting.
yang akan menangis seperti tanda-tanda
Or in the, as it's given in the scriptures, whatever object arises, that itself it should be noted.
yang vedana per tanda-tanda
Or whatever feeling or experiencing Vedana arises, that itself should be noted.
yang citan per tanda-tanda
Whatever mind, means like mind state arises, that itself should be noted.
yang alam dhamma mupai tentang dalam
whatever phenomena, that means like mind concomitants arises, that or those itself should be noted.
itu hati hatar.
So then you have the four foundations of mindfulness working.
Yang zaman ni
That is the nature of the way of practice.
ඒවා අත්හැරගෙන කායික දේවල් විවිධ මේකට එකක් අත්හැරින්නේ
You don't leave out any bodily thing, any feeling or experience. You don't leave out any mind state. You don't leave out any mind objects or mind concomitants. And that's how you walk the path. It's nothing to do with the external world. So if you walk on this path, you reach the point where the Viraga or this non-attachment happens. One can walk this way path for 7 years. So in the 7 years, then one finds the Viraga. Oh. Huh? So then there are those that have already walked the path, so comes as he doesn't know how to talk about it. So anyway, but for us, we have still enough opportunity to walk the path, so that we should. So as you walk along the path, all kind of obstacles and hindering things can happen. So these obstructing and hindering things, they are called nivarnas, translated usually as hindrances. So it's not good to get tricked or deceived by those. So the very strong one is Kamachanda, translated usually as sensual desire. So we are actually people that are habitually within the sensual desire, or Lokam says actually we have trained ourselves in the sensual desire. Because even our mothers from our very small age, they train us in the sensual desire way. So once we have gotten used to this sensual desire, we are always seeking the sensual desire. So the sensual desire here, even though there is some kind of sensual desire, that's the way Lokam calling that here, for some people it's not good enough. So the comforts we have here, for many people that they would be considered as not enough comfort. So this is, you can see this how difficult, troublesome thing this sensual desire is. There is a lot of difficulty when suppress this or weakens that. So it's almost all the time, we can say that really almost all the time, whatever objects of experience arise, we don't like them. So that's the ill will, that's the second hindrance, this always being unhappy about objects. The third one, the next thing is always being inert and like curling away from the wholesomeness.
ලොකු කුසලේ නිතරම අතාරින්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන පොඩි කුසලේ නිසා.
So it's always, especially we should be careful about this, where we give up on something more wholesome for something less wholesome.
ඉතින් මේක තමයි
The,
තීරණය.
the mind has this kind of, so-called mind has this tendency to see the lesser wholesomeness as the more desirable and better one, even though it's smaller wholesomeness. So that is also the so-called soft and top.
ඉතින් ඇත්තටම මේක වැඩක් තියෙනවද කියලා ඇත්ත වැඩ නොගත් හිතේ.
So sometimes we think what we do, is it actually useful? What use is this? Or things like
තියෙන විදිහ
no.
උද්දච්ච කියන විතරම අපි මේ වගේ උද්දච්චෙන් පසුතැවෙන්නේ ඉන්නවා.
So the next quality, hindering quality is either kind of restlessness and disperseness, or kind of regretting about things we have done in a bad way or didn't do in a good way and so on.
වැඩක් තියෙනවද නැද්ද
Oh,
කියලා හිතේ හිතා ඉන්නවා ආත්ම.
oh.
ඒව තමයි බාධාම ගන්න.
So if you think like, is this really doing anything and so on, so this is causing a lot of problems.
මේ ඇත්තේ ගන්න බොරු එකයි.
Is this a true thing or not?
ඇත්තම කරි කම්මැලි.
Huh?
ඇත්ත වුණත්
No.
මේකට ඉතින් කම්මැලි.
And even if you consider that it is true, what comes is kind of disinterest or kind of laziness to follow it.
ඒක තමයි නිවන්න ඕන ක්‍රම.
So that's the nature how these hindrances are operate.
ඉතින් මේ පහරේ තියෙන කරදර තැන ඒ ඇති.
So those are the troublemakers on the path.
සූපත්තිය.
So I mean, then Viraga,
අනිකුග්ගලේ
oh,
විරාගෝ අනිකුග්ගලේ ගිරිමානන්ද නැහැ. ගිරිමානන්ද ගිරිමානන්ද අරිය පුතලේ මේවා ගන්නවා. අරිය පුතලේ. අරිය පුතලේ. ඊළඟට අරිය පුතලේ හිතන්න තියෙන මේවානේ බාහිර.
No, this is all not.
Yes, it is on.
So I asked whether, because Lokam said this perception of non-attachment or dispassion is basically for people that have already attained something, a realization. So then I asked, does it then mean that this monk Girimananda, these teachings were taught to Ananda to give to Venerable Girimananda who was sick? So does it mean that Venerable Girimananda already was a noble person? So comes to yes, he was already a noble person, and that's why it is mentioned. But anyway, enough.
ඕක මොනවද කියන්නේ නිකන් ඉතින් මම